What up, world? This is the GoalNet recording live. We've got a gear unboxing in front of us. First things first, just please pardon the dust. You can kind of see some floating in the back. We're in the middle of a little home renovation here in GoalNet Studios. Hopefully we'll have a great place to be working from here in the future. So anybody who follows me on social media knows that I've left some breadcrumbs about getting a new chest protector over the last couple weeks. And we're here to take a look and see exactly what that unit is. If you haven't noticed following my account, I try and test a couple different pieces of equipment a year from different categories, just to kind of see what's new, pieces of equipment that I'm excited about or brands that I like to follow. And then I like to share that information with everybody to kind of help educate you about what's in the marketplace and start conversations via thegoalnet.com. The chest protector to me is fascinating because I think in the modern game, people get hit in the chest more than they did ever before. And unfortunately, when you're trying a chest protector on in the store, you can't really tell how well it does with feeling pucks. You know, does it have any soft spots? Are you gonna get any stingers with it? And chest protectors are extremely personal because you can tuck them, you can wear them out, under suspenders, over suspenders, loose, tight, etc., etc. And I also think people maybe mod their chest protectors, add additional pieces of padding, things like that, more than any other piece of gear. So I'm fascinated with chest pads. So the reason I got a second unit this year isn't to say that there's anything wrong with my TGN spec Optic Brian's chest protector. It's just that I like to try new things. And if I love this unit, there's a good chance I would send it out to be modded just because I really love the Mrazek straps and a couple things that aren't really stock on any of the units. And I just know that takes a good chest protector to a great chest protector for me. But again, in the spirit of reviewing this, I have a stock retail product. So let's dive in and see what I'm working with. All right, so as we can see, this is the new CCM Extreme Flex Shield 2 chest protector with the D3O in the sternum, and I got this in the white color. This chest protector was launched last spring along with the Premier 2 line of equipment. The Extreme Flex Shield 1, quite frankly, wasn't a chest protector that I necessarily paid too much attention to. That's not to say that it was a bad unit at all. It's just that, you know, I'd worn the Coho forever and know that the P1 and, you know, the Reebok Premier was such a popular line at the Pro that I think in years past, if I were looking at getting a CCM chest protector, I probably would have steered towards the Premier line. However, I had the opportunity to try on a prototype version of this chest protector last spring, which I really just tried on because it was a prototype and I was kind of excited to get that opportunity. And I was blown away at how light and flexible it was and how great the sight lines were around the shoulders. And couldn't get that out of my head. So when it came time to look at reviewing a second chest protector this year, it was kind of a no-brainer for me to dive in and try this unit. And I also think hopefully this should be a good review once I've had this on the ice at a later date and do get around to a formal review. You know, this is just an unboxing, is that the Premier unit is so popular, you know, that people may not look at the Shield. Like I said, I was kind of naive in that regard. So I think it'll be really cool to promote a unit that to me looks pretty fantastic. That people may not consider as much as the Premier line or some of the other units. So as we dive in and take a look at the features, I think one of the biggest improvements on this unit is staring us right in the face, and that is the use of the D3O. So this has molded D3O in the sternum. You can hear how hard that is. That's great because it'll give you extra protection over your heart, which is obviously, you know, one of the most sensitive and important areas of your body. And it's also soft enough that it's not going to send any hard rebounds. You know, puck should hit that, dampen, and then if you're in the butterfly, you know, kind of fall onto your pants or into your glove, hopefully for a quick rebound. It's got segmented shoulder floaters here, so lots of flexibility there in terms of the range of motion. You can see lots of flexibility up there. It's got a pad here that covers. This has a traditional plastic buckle that clips into, but it's got a padded foam piece over it to hopefully minimize that from breaking. If you wear any of the CCM retail pants, it's got the connection points so that you can tuck and hold your pants up with your chest protector. The standard lace-in unit there, and then it's got some kind of angled pads here around the belly. Flipping this unit over, You can see one of the things that CCM pioneered a few years ago on the original Premier line, and that is the Velcro adjustability in the shoulders. So this has two different adjustable points. First one here, you can see this whole area is Velcro, so you can really move the way that the back plate connects to the front of the unit a lot. And then we have a second adjustable piece with a huge range of motion. You could put it there, back there to adjust the floaters. So this is definitely something I will play with once I actually try this on and get it on the ice. The Brian's Optic that I've been using has a similar design, and after a couple skates of moving the floaters around, I got that where I was really happy. So I'd anticipate having the same level of adjustability and comfort in the CCM. Really great features here is this spinal pad right here is actually perforated air mesh, so it should be really, really breathable. Hopefully kind of the holes shining through there, so this should be a really nice light unit. At the risk of sounding gross, I am a huge sweater, so anything done to chest protectors to make them lighter and more breathable is something welcomed by me for sure. When we look inside the unit, this is one thing that's kind of different from a lot of the other units on the market, is that there's not just one piece in this area, there's multiple pieces. So the purpose of this is to give you a lot of flexibility so that when you're condensing your arms, the chest piece can move independently, or the shoulder floaters and the sternum pieces can move independently of the belly pad here, so that it's not all going to really bunch up. It's going to give you the ability to move flexible when you're trying to like trap a puck off your chest and into your glove. Right here's a really great feature. You know, a couple of places I'm really uncomfortable getting hit is my neck and my ribs. So I like a chest protector that comes up higher in the armpits. And this is a really nice little sleek feature by CCM. Just an extra pad right there where some other units would have a gap or maybe a floating pad. This is actually going to hug you in by the ribs. And then lastly, it's got a big beefy removable rib pad here. As I just mentioned, probably like a lot of people, I'm not a huge fan of getting hit in the ribs, so I will not take that out. But for anybody that finds this too bulky, too beefy, a nice easy piece that can be pulled out. And then down here in the piece that if you tuck overlaps with your cup, we've got some more of that kind of breathable air mesh with the foam liner. And then, as I mentioned earlier, this will have traditional clips. So one of the other great features about the EF Shield 2 chest protector that kind of got my attention when I tried this on at CCM is the arms. This is extremely flexible. So that's really, really flexible, and then it's got some nice hard foams right there. So hopefully we shouldn't get any stingers in the arms. And it's got really nice extension there as well, so you can do that nice and tight. You've got a little bit of padding at the wrist, but the actual, you know, heavy padded piece of this forearm area is a little bit recessed back up, so you should have good range of motion with your glove and your blocker, you know, rotating around the surface, versus sometimes when there's too much going on here, it can be a little bit bulky. But anyway, the feature about the arms that most kind of got my attention was this inner piece. And because it's black, it may be semi-hard to see, but for a long time, even dating back to like the days of Coho, you know, they're pioneering putting like player elbow pads in this area. They've kept with that design, but they've actually added adjustable Velcro straps inside. So your arm is essentially going to slide into a player's elbow pad and be suspended in the front. And that means that the part holding your arm is actually just resting inside of the protective kind of overshroud of this chest protector, which gives you crazy range of mobility, so that there's kind of less connected pieces here, if that makes any sense, so that your arm is a little bit more free floating. And then these Velcro pieces here are basically just holding this unit from sliding too much out of place. They're not really restricting the range of motion or holding it down too tight. So again, the arms on this flex great, and I'm really excited to use this. The other great feature about this chest protector, which unfortunately doesn't really come through on video, is the weight. This thing is really, really light. It's one of the great things you'll notice trying it on. We are going to throw this on the scale and just kind of let you know what the weight is. I know everybody's always curious to see gear weight. But again, unfortunately, you got to try this on to really appreciate how great the light weighting is on this chest protector. All right, so this old clothes basket I can kind of see through. So I'm going to zero this out. All right, great. So now we can see that the scale reads 0, so that it's not acknowledging the weight of the basket, and I'll get the chest protector in the basket next. All right, so that took a little bit of creativity, but as you can see, we've got the chest pad in the box, and we are coming in at about 6.9 pounds. And again, unfortunately, not the most scientific way of doing it, but again, it's just kind of get a barometer of what the weight is. And just weighed it again just to double check. And the reason I'm weighing it again is just because I have to admit before I put it on the scale, and maybe it's the balance of the unit, but the CCM does feel a little bit lighter in my hand. Some people will love that and some people will hate it. Chest protector, I think, is the one piece of gear where sometimes people don't mind heavier, because generally speaking, the heavier a unit is, the more protective it is, and that's where that kind of tank statement comes from. But again, point being, the CCM Extreme Flex Shield 2 unit is a very, very light unit. It's very, very flexible. It's updated with the D3O. The new arm design is really awesome on it, and it's going to be really flexible with that kind of segmented chest design, and also should be really breathable with the mesh units for the back plate, and also very adjustable with the Velcro shoulders. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time, maybe with a review of this unit after I've had it on the ice and put it through